Hi friends, this is Shankar once again, and in this video I'll talk about spirituality and the astrological combination. People, every second person today coming wants to know about anybody who's become a millionaire, who's got money, or who's made money, lost money, or who has made a huge amount of money. Today is they're all looking for spirituality. Will I become a spiritual person? So let's understand what spirituality is and what is the difference between the real spirituality and a dhogi spiritual, which quite a few are there who read and talk, intellectual indigestion. They read a lot and they talk about it. They may dress in a particular way and talk in a particular way, and that doesn't make them spiritual. So let's understand what is the astrological combination for actually becoming a spiritual person. In my study of astrology, what I have seen is that it is the exalted planet, which people think that by exalted planet a person becomes a king. That is not the thing. It is the exalted planet which makes a person spiritual. I have seen that exalted planets in Kendra, like Jupiter exalted in Kendra, Saturn exalted together with Saturn exalted in Kendra, Jupiter exalted in Kendra with Mars exalted in Kendra. It is when two planets are exalted in Kendra, I have seen such persons actually are spiritual in the real sense. They have got the inborn nature where they are spiritual. They may be ordinary, but for me it is these people who have these exalted planets in Kendra, which in the olden times was said to be Mahapurush Yoga, the Mahapurush Yoga. Now in olden times, who was Mahapurush? The king was not the Mahapurush. The Mahapurush was the Ved Vyas or the Rishis or the Munis who lived in the forest, who understood and unwielded things which were there in nature. We can call them scientists, we can call them people who were meditating, who were trying to understand things, and they were actually respected by the kings. The kings used to go to receive them, the kings used to bow down to them, the kings used to touch their feet, and they were known as Mahapurush. Now the same Mahapurush Yoga, which is exalted Jupiter along with the exalted Saturn, Jupiter with an exalted Mars, and it is in Kendras, actually makes a person spiritual. Those are the person who have got the ingredients or the basics of being a spiritual person. Now we come to the person who have the urge of becoming spiritual, or who want to become spiritual, or due to life they want to say, okay, now I'm not interested in the material world, let me become spiritual. Now that is where we have to look at, let's say, the 12th house, and the most talked another house is the 8th house, or frustration in the family and frustration in marriage. So then a person moves towards spirituality. Now that spirituality will be intellectual spirituality, or will it be a spirituality where a person goes and joins ISKCON and does everything there and starts following a discipline or a process, puts a tika, gets at 4 o'clock, does the 16 malas, then does his own work, then does something in the night again. He starts doing a discipline kind of a nature. Now that is different. I don't call them spiritual. Now for that you have to but you have to see the 12th house. And in 12th house, if you have Saturn there along with Ketu, they give you a certain kind of detachment in terms of your pleasure of bed, in terms of your spending money, in terms of you becoming an introvert, because 12th house deals with consciousness, it deals with introvert nature, it deals with so many other things. And if you have planets like Saturn and Ketu, which starts making you think, takes you to a internal journey. Now whether the internal journey will be positive or negative will depend on so many other planets. Please be rest assured. Now Saturn and Ketu may be in 12th house, and it may take you towards an internal journey because you lost your husband, you've had a lot of problems, you have miseries, you have failed, etc., etc., and that makes you take towards an internal journey that, oh, this is life is of no use. You can be a spiritual, you can call yourself spiritual, but I do not consider that to be spirituality. It is just an internal journey towards yourself, which should be seen with the 12th house. Now when there is a relationship with 8th house along with the 12th house, I mean the relationship is there. 8th house is basically for understanding the secrets where you start reading books, where you start reading Unveiling the Nature. Okay, you're meditating for 5 hours, and in case of meditation, what happens? Basically, meditation is a method of understanding your brain. It is as good as a neurologist trying to understand your brain. You understand your right brain, you understand your left brain, you understand your reptile brain, you understand your cortex in the front of it. So meditation starts, talking. Meditation can make you more cognitive. It can make you more in terms of making you more algebraic in nature. I mean, that is also by reading books. It doesn't mean that you will become spiritual in the real sense. It may make you more cognitive. It will make you understand that 2 plus 2 is 4, or what this may lead to this, or X may lead to Y may lead to Z, and that, and unveiling the things which are already there. That is governed by 8th house. Going, understanding, it's a kind of a study of a particular science, a study of economics, study of management. Similarly, there is a study of understanding what's there in nature, how the energy functions, how the energy flows, how the energy flows in your brain, how the neurons fire themselves. One is by looking medically, and the other way perhaps is also by meditation, and by other means, which is governed by 8th house. Now, understanding a person who is interested in this today is also called a spiritual. So 8th house actually talks about unveiling, understanding the certain in-depth things about your brain, about your mind, about your system. That is governed by 8th house. 12th house makes you a person who is detached. Okay, I don't like the world. I'm detached. I'm not attached to it. I want to stay away. I want to be away from the thing. I want to become an introvert, etc., etc. Depends on the planet which is there in the 12th house. And 12th house is not such a great house for spirituality, etc. today, because 12th house deals with so many other things which is very important in Kali Yuga. But anyway, depending on the planet which is there in 8th or 12th, or the aspects, etc., these two planets give you two aspects. Which do you call it spirituality? Is for me to leave it to you. 12th house and house which makes you goes you to an inward journey. Reasons of the inward journey could be very separate. They could be positive, negative. 8th house is understanding of psychology. Basically, it's basically understanding psychology in a different way, and that is what 8th house also gives you, which makes you talk in a particular way. People call them also spiritualists, but that is not spirituality. Spirituality is something which you get in the energy by which you are born. Within that, the energy is there which gives you wisdom, which makes you wise, which makes you an understanding of things, which connects you. Ultimately, everything is all about connection. We are all connected, and this whole world is a mass of energy. So it makes you connected to the right source, and that only happens when you have exalted planets in the Kendra. They will not make you Mahapurush, they will not make you billionaires. They make you an understanding of the energy system, makes you spiritual. Maybe with spirituality there could be combination, makes you a billionaire also. Like you have maybe in a horoscope of an Ambani may have an exalted sun with a large number of planets around it, makes him a billionaire, but also makes him in some way connected to his past karma, where a good amount of energy and understanding and some intuition which come to him, which is not there in a normal person. So that is a different aspect. But my saying is that if you have to understand spirituality which comes in the energy within you, look for exalted planets in the Kendra. If you have 2 exalted planets in Kendra, you are a spiritualist. 8th and 12th house, I've explained the aspects. This is how you have to see spirituality and the other aspects of spirituality in a horoscope, and don't get confused in terms of telling a person spiritual when actually it is a different way, a path he's walking. So this is what I wanted to talk about: spirituality, spiritualism, etc. A lot of people ask me what are the combination, what it happens. This is my research, my understanding of this subject, open to discussion. This is for it for now. If you want to know more about me, you can go to my site, shankarastro.com, Shankar with a E, connectingminds.org. Sagar Publication has all my books, Facebook and other social media. I am there. And I do not do any consultations as a matter of principle, but if you want, you can write to me at connectingminds@gmail.com. If I have the time, I'll reply back to you. Thank you. Bye for now.